So I have the word wolf, sheep, and herd in Gothic. So the reason I have these words is to show you the different cases in Gothic. So you have the nominative case, the vocative case, the accusative case, the genitive case, and the dative case. And those are all the cases in Gothic. You also have singular and plural, just as in English. So in English we would say there's one wolf, there's two wolves, or three wolves, or four wolves, whatever. And in Gothic you would say wolves for a single wolf, and wolfos for multiple wolves. And that's the nominative case. So the nominative case is for when the noun is doing the action, or also there's things like you have the ist, so you would say that ist wolfs, that is a wolf, and you would use the nominative case there too. You also have the vocative case, so if you were talking to the wolf and you were saying, hey wolf, you would say wolf for that. The accusative case is when something is the direct object. So if you were to say, I pet the wolf, you would say wolf for that also. And a lot of the time, almost all of the time, the vocative and accusative case in the singular will be the same, and then in the plural, the nominative and vocative case will be the same. There are some exceptions, like for example, in U stem where the vocative is all. That doesn't apply to any of the words we're looking at today. And then we have the genitive case, which is like of the wolf, or of the wolves, or the wolves, or the wolves is whatever. And then you have the dative case, which is for the indirect object, and also for it can be used for instrumental expressions. So like I hit it with the hammer, you would say for with, you wouldn't put the word with there, which would be myth. That means something else. You would just use the dative on its own. And then the plural is, we have plural in English. I don't think there's that much to explain. So if multiple wolves are the direct object, then it's wolfans. If it belongs to the wolves or of the wolves, then you would say wolfe. And then dative is like, wolfam to the wolves. And then here I have two different forms of the verb itan to show that off. So you can say, for example, wolves itith. Let's go with lamba. So what does this mean? It means the wolf eats the sheep. And you can also say wolf's lamba iteth, which is what I would say most of the time. So you would say, so it means the same thing, but it's less stress on the eating part. So the wolf eats the sheep. And in modern English, we don't really, like we say, one sheep, two sheep, three sheep. In Gothic, you want to say one lamb, two lamba. So there is a different plural. And if you want to swap who's doing the eating and who's getting eaten, it doesn't really make sense to say that the sheep are eating the wolf, but if you wanted to say that, you could just delete the S here, and because the lamba are doing it, there's more than one lamb, there's multiple, so we change it to itan. They eat, they are eating, they will eat. So we have wolf lamba itan. It's the wolf that the sheep are eating. which, not really a logical sentence, but it's something you can say. Usually you would want to say something like this. Something like this. Lamba wolf itand. The sheep eat the wolf. But if you could just change it to that. Wolf's lamb eateth. The wolf eats the singular sheep. And you can say wolfos lamba itand. Wolfos lamba itand would be the wolves are eating the sheep, and it's more than one sheep. Maybe I could have had chosen a better word there. But if you say lamba wolfos itand, that would mean something like it's the sheep that the wolves are eating. And so you can. The most important part, like when it comes to who's doing the action, is this, like the ending. So the ending is what shows who's doing what. In English, we just convey that by word order. So the wolves eat the sheep versus the sheep eat the wolves. It's conveyed by word order. But in Gothic, the word order is much freer, and you can just say things like this. And you might have noticed that for lamb, it's a neuter noun, and the neuter nouns never distinguish nominative and accusative. So there might be some cases in which it's actually ambiguous whether the lamb is doing the action or whether it's having the action done to it. And that's just something that you would, usually it would be obvious by context, but you might want to make sure that you use a more common sentence order to make sure that it's not confusing. And we have another word, herra, which is a feminine noun, and it's like the wolf and lamb. It has different cases. As you can see, the nominative is actually the same as the accusative here too. So if we say wolfos herda lame itand, the wolves are eating a herd of sheep. And in English, we can say a herd of sheep, and we can do the same in Gothic too. So it's a herda is what the wolves are eating. So it takes the accusative, which, like I said, is the same as the nominative. And because it's a herd of sheep, we're saying lambe, a herd of sheep. And that shouldn't be, most of the time, if you use of in English, it's going to be the genitive case in Gothic. That's not always the case. I haven't used the dative at all here, but let's just say wolves gaf mis lam. The wolf gave me a lamb, or a sheep in this case. If you want to say a lamb, that's actually a different, like, even though it looks a lot like, same spelling as this, there's another noun, which is withrus, which is a lamb. The wolf's mis lam gaf. So the wolf gave a lamb to me, and this is the dative form of the word ik, and then the accusative is mick. And let's see, so you can, if I try to use, let's make another sentence. Let's say herda wolfa let's go Lambarav. So, Herra Wolfa Lambarav. The herd gave to the wolf sheep. Why the herd would do this, I don't know, but they're giving sheep to the wolf. Anyways, that's it for today. I hope you learned something. I know I tend to, none of these videos are scripted, so I hope it's not too much of a problem that you didn't just click off the, whatever. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next episode.